Thanks, Sorg, for that great interview with one Mike Kingston over at Headlocked. An update from when that interview was recorded. Mike Kingston actually did make his goal, and it's big congratulations go out to him. But keep donating, keep contributing because every little bit helps. Big congrats go out to Mr. Mike Kingston. And now it's time for our favorite segment, and by our favorite segment, I mean my favorite segment, no one else's favorite segment. It's the Indy Minute.
It's my favorite segment.
No, is it your favorite segment?
I have an angry red erection, so I think that means it's my favorite segment.
Thank you for lying to me. It's the Indy Minute for this week. Time to talk about the wrestling that no one cares about, but you probably should because it's really awesome. So the first thing I want to talk about this week is a couple events that are coming up this weekend. The first, if you're into some women's professional wrestling, go check out Shine Wrestling. They're holding their 12th event in Ybor City, Florida, and also on IPPV at ShineWrestling.com. On the 23rd, at their last event, at their 1-year anniversary, they crowned their first Shine champion in Rain. At this event, they will have a 3-way match between Jessica Havoc, Mia Yim, and Evilise. And the winner of that match will go on later in that night to face Rain in the first defense of that championship. There's going to be a ton of really great female wrestling stars from all over the country competing for Shine Wrestling, and Shine delivers a really great product. You can get the iPay-per-view at wwnlive.com. And you can buy it and you can watch it later. That sort of availability you get with iPay-per-views. I definitely encourage you to check them out because Shine is definitely putting on some great women's wrestling and showcasing that style to a larger audience. So, like I said, if you're in the Ybor City, Florida area around Tampa, go to ShineWrestling.com to get tickets. If not, you can also order it on iPay-per-view at wwnlive.com. Speaking of iPay-per-views, Wrestling has a weekend of events and a weekend of iPay-per-views. August 24th, Wrestling is Fun. We'll be doing an iPay-per-view. And then the next night, August 25th, Wrestling is Cool. We'll be doing an iPay-per-view. Both of those available on SmartMark Video On Demand. That's smvod.com. You can buy those pay-per-views there. But I believe they're only like $9.99, or I think they're either $9.99 or $15. I don't remember exactly what they're doing with the iPay-per-views, but they're very, very inexpensive for the product.
These videos are amazing, though.
Are they?
You see this? Wrestling is Fun Event Center, and they're showing old WWF clips of Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah, Greg Valentine runs down the card for Wrestling is
Fun.
No! Yeah.
That is so messed up.
It is messed up because wrestling's fun, and I guess Greg the Hammer Valentine's also fun. But they actually have a really good card. They put on a lot of really, really great talented stuff for the Wrestling Is promotions, and you're sort of seeing in the Wrestling Is promotion, you're seeing a continuation of what's going on. Kara, you're seeing some of the storyline progression that came at the end of the pay-per-view, which sort of ended Chikara in a sense. And they're doing some really interesting stuff and fun shows. And that's not just a pun on the name of one of the companies, but they're doing some fun shows, and they're definitely worth your money, and they've got tons of great talent that I encourage you to check out. I know for the August 24th show in Easton, Pennsylvania for Wrestling Is Fun, for the Banana Championship, Amasis takes on Oleg the Usurper. We have the Special Envoy taking on the Devastation Corporation. Dasher Hatfield in a grudge match with Mr. Touchdown, Big Capper to a long feud that went on in Chikara. There's even female action, Portia Perez versus Heidi Lovelace. Tons of great stuff. And then the next night in New Jersey, I believe it's Deptford, New Jersey for Wrestling Is Cool. The return of the Osirian Portal. After the year-and-a-half-long feud, they are finally reuniting at Wrestling Is Cool. So, like I said, if you aren't in the area for those events because you're too far away for whatever reason, check them out on iPay-per-view, smvod.com. And Alex mentions in the chat room, also if you're looking for the continuation of these Chikara videos and, the continuation of these storylines, check out these videos going around, these Ashes videos, because they're pretty interesting. And they may shed some light on what's going on in Chikara. So definitely be on the lookout for them and check out what they're all about. And the next thing that I want to talk about, I closed out the doc. Holy shit!
It's $5
that was a dumb
wrestling.
move on my part. I'm sorry. Oh yes, $5 wrestling. Alex brought this up to me actually. $5 wrestling has an event on the 8th. They're big. Of course, only $5. Some of the best pro wrestling.
No, shut your mouth.
I said best. I said best pro
You
wrestling.
said it like it's a question. There is no other wrestling than $5 wrestling.
That may be a lie.
You are a lie.
Yeah,
Continue.
but no, $5 wrestling. Coco Cabana and Margo Rosa's project. The main event, Freight Train, friend of the Wrestling Mayhem Show, Freight Train.
Mm-hmm.
String
He's
bean.
defending the $5 wrestling championship against Big Donnie. And there should be some fun stuff. Some of the fallout between him, Freight Train and Jake Manning from WrestleCon. It should be interesting to see. So yeah, go to, I believe it's highspots.com is where you can order the iPay-per-view.
And also
for $5 wrestling.
$5wrestling.com has a button as well.
They do. They have the button on there as well. But I know it's through High Spots is what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah, go check them out. $5 wrestling and pay your $5 and watch Freight Train and Big Donnie do stuff. And the next thing I want to talk about is an event not too far off, and yeah, it's a little self-promotion and all, but 2 weeks away from the second show for Inspire Pro out in Austin, Texas, the event that I am fortunate enough to commentate on. So yeah, I'm going to talk about it, whatever. There's this card looks really, really good. Three-way match in our main event. The winner joins Davey Vega and a third person to crown our first champion in an upcoming show. That's One Man Mike Dell, Jojo Bravo, and Bolt Brady. We'll also see friend of the Wrestling Mayhem Show, Ricky Starks, who we had on a couple weeks ago, to talk about his bitter hatred with the Ryback. He is taking on Sean Vex. Scott Summers is taking on friend of the Wrestling Mayhem Show, Ray Rowe, in what should be a very, very great matchup. There's a lot of the best talent in Texas competing, a lot of new names that a lot of people don't know about. We'll be showing what they can do, and I think it's going to be a really fun time. So you can go to inspireprowrestling.blogspot.com to get the tickets for that event. They're $10 each. Also, the Marchesa Theater, which is where the event's being held, just recently got their liquor license. So if you're interested, come down, get a beer, and go watch some great professional wrestling at the Marchesa Theater, September 1st in Austin, Texas. So definitely check that out. And finally, IWC. I believe Sorg wanted me to mention some stuff about IWC. What's going on?
Yep, there's a lot going on this weekend. It's a double shot weekend for the International Wrestling Cartel over IWCWrestling.com. If you go there, you can check out if you're in the Pittsburgh area. If you're in the West Virginia and Ohio area, there's Cage Fury, one of the big shows of the year. Two big cage matches. Friends of the show, John McChesney versus Dalton Castle for the heavyweight belt, and Facade versus Anthony Nese for the Super Indy belt. Both cage matches. Friends of the show, Super Hentai versus Justin Idol in a loser leaves IWC match. Justin Labar, who I've been working with Chair Shot Reality, is going to have a segment there, and he is calling out Zema Ion from TNA. Of course, homegrown guy, formerly Shima Zion from IWC. So that is going to be a crazy show. Also, which this is going to be pretty good. ROH Tag Team Champion Bobby Fish is going to be taking on friend of the show we were just talking about for Inspire, Ray Rowe. That's going to be a crazy match.
That's going to be awesome.
And
I got to see those two wrestle at the Ring of Honor show in San Antonio, and it was pretty amazing. So.
Yeah. And on top of that, I don't even think I cannot confirm if this is going to be on the DVD. I know the big statement for this when he was talking about on Chair Shot last week was no cameras. He was very adamant of what is said here stays here. There's going to be a pre-show, uncensored Q&A with Mark Madden. So if you have anything to ask him about his WCW days and his encounters and Ric Flair and the Clique and everything, this is your chance if you're in the Pittsburgh area. So there you go. That's at the in Elizabeth, PA, at the Court Time Sports Center. And then the next day, they're returning for Mountain State Madness 5 in Newell, West Virginia. nearby the hometown of Zema Ion, of course.
Good old Newell.
So, geez, I don't even know the matches because Cage Fury has been so in the forefront lately. But they always have a lot of crazy stuff there. I'm gonna load her up real quick. Steel cage match, blue collar. So they're kind of a steel cage match there too. So blue collar Slaughterhouse versus Marshall Gambino and a partner of his choice. No idea who that's going to be. So we're going to see what's going to happen there. 8-man tag team match with Team Big League, which includes Bobby Fish, McChesney, and Nuts and Brooks, and against Castle, again Ray Rowe, IWC champions Keith Hott and Colin Delaney, Facade and friend of the show Andrew Palace for Super Indie title, Anthony Nese, Logan Shulo, Sassy Steffi and Nevia. I haven't seen Nevia for a few years. It's good to see some women's wrestling and more. Justin LeBar is going to be there as well. So lots of stuff happening with the IWC. And so go check that out, IWCWrestling.com. Everything will be on DVD, of course, through Sorgatron Media. And it sounds like it's going to be a fun and crazy weekend with them. And that goes back to Eamon to say...
That, my friends, has been the Indy Minute for this week.
Thanks.